Welcome everyone to another video of What the Fuss. Christopher Nolan, who told stories largely employing fiction and fantasy, like we have seen in his earlier movies, Interstellar or Inception. He takes a break this time, and for a change, he tries a documentary drama film. For that, he picks the story of Robert J. Oppenheimer, and we all know him. He's considered as the father of the atomic bomb. And the fact is, just like every other Christopher Nolan movie, he uses a non linear narration to explore the life of Oppenheimer. That is, here the timelines are constantly shifting between different phases, or you can say different stages of Oppenheimer's life. That is, before and after the famous Manhattan Project. Or I can even put this in a very simple manner that the timelines are constantly shifting between science on one side and politics on the other side. So, on one side, it starts from Oppenheimer's initial days as a student, which leads him to direct the Manhattan Project. And on the other side, it is all about his trial for security clearance and the following testimony, which happens after the Manhattan Project. So, here he has already become an American hero. So, entirely in these phases, Nolan focuses primarily on the dramatic conversations, which centers around his relationships with different people and then his science and research part of his life. And importantly, his political views are clearly shown in this movie. So, Nolan brings all these elements together, and just like that, he shuffles before the audience on screen. Mind you, Nolan is never going to compromise on his duration until he establishes the plot very clearly or establishes all his characters in a very detailed manner. So, as far as science part is considered, Albert Einstein, Niels Bohr, Werner Heisenberg, these are some of the prominent scientists that are making an important appearance in this movie. So, science or physics fanatics, they can definitely buckle up and listen to some of the exciting conversations they have had. Alongside this, we get to see the left political ideology of Oppenheimer. For me, this plays a very important part in this movie. I can say that these portions are very relevant even in the present scenario. So here comes the character Jean Tatlock, which is played by Florence Pugh. She is a Communist Party member as well as the love interest of Oppenheimer. So the scenes and the dramatic portions between Oppenheimer and Jean Tatlock, these were much talked about before the release. You might have all heard of this. So, but sadly for me, those scenes or dialogues weren't of much impact. And so is the character of Florence Pugh. So by this time, the audience would be waiting to see the famous Manhattan Project kicking off. So I would say that you need to wait a long time for this scene to come. So after this scene comes, it proceeds on a very interesting note. But finally, the best part of the movie, if you ask me, is not when Oppenheimer is testing the atom bomb in the Los Alamos facility, but it is definitely towards the last 30 to 40 minutes of the movie. This is the political part that I have said earlier. So, the security clearance trial of Oppenheimer has some intense dramatic scenes where you get to see the real side of all the characters in this movie. So, Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., and Emily Blunt, especially these three, were mind blowing in these scenes. So, Nolan unleashes his full potential here when the secrets and the political ploy in the storyline are clearly unraveled. So, thanks to a very brilliant screenplay and some powerful and intense dialogues from the characters. So, Nolan takes us to the dark times of this World War II and how the power hungry leaders wanted to build authority over the world, over the rest of the world, at the cost of innocent civilians. This is a major part of the movie, and how Oppenheimer held himself accountable for his actions is also shown very precisely in this picture. So, as an end note, I can say that Oppenheimer is an intense emotional drama which is relying mostly on long, extended dialogues that keeps on getting better at each passing scene.